down on your knees.
For blocking a roadway.
Punk ass. Chances are this wouldn't have gone like that. He would have got shot in the face.
Empty shotgun. Bet.
It is California.
Shit. Welcome back to Only Comps Internet. It's Josh and Bill again. We are doing another Officers React. And on this episode, we're going to be doing the Rookie. Which I'm pretty pumped about because this is a step up from Darman and all those things.
Dude, so, they're not even in the same house.
Yeah, this episode is labeled Manhunt, and I want you guys to come ride two-man with us while we analyze these clips.
It's number 2354.
Let's get his connection to this place again.
His ex-wife's aunt lives here.
Was the ex and ex before he went away to prison or after?
After,
nice.
I think. What does it matter?
Well, if they were still married when he went to prison, there's a good chance he'd get some money here.
Which would give him reason to come here after getting through our perimeter. And this is the house. Okay, tactical recommendation. Knock a recon.
Recon. This guy bites off noses. I don't want to get surprised by him. I'll go low.
Pause it real quick. Exactly how field training is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a good PTO is going to be like, what do you think you should do?
Yeah.
Allow you to make that decision within the vacuum, and then it's not going to let you do something stupid typically. Unless it's safe, relatively. But
also, if you're on
also
patrol,
hold on, stand by.
Aunt's house, and then going to it, it's probably zero.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is what it is, though. You might get some tips. You might have some detectives that give a shit and share that with
Yeah, I mean, if there's a detective working on it, they might call you and say, hey, here's this address. It's this person's, right? If this is like a true manhunt, maybe.
I don't know that I was the startling example of writing good reports, but if you write good reports and you have good relationships with your detectives, they give you info like this. You get to do some pretty cool stuff. Like the ring camera thing.
The door's busted.
7 Adam 15. Requesting backup at 2354 Sawyer. Location of
Nice.
This is why I don't like belt-mounted radios. I'm about it, though.
Why aren't you using your weapon-mounted light?
Yeah. I kind of understand that if there's lights on in the house, it just doesn't really look like there are.
I would be shining around that couch and...
The other thing, too, is announcing. I know you have exigency. I totally know you have exigency, but...
You right.
I'm probably announcing here, but it is what it is. They might be thinking that this guy's fleeing and that's why he's there, but I would definitely... This is California, so maybe they have things they're not as worried about, but in Texas, you better announce, my guy.
Yeah.
You can kick in your own door. Perfectly legal. They believe crime is afoot. They don't know for sure. Now, the likelihood that she happened to lose her keys at the same time that this thing happens is pretty low. That's why I'm saying I'm totally good with them entering the structure, but, like, policy's probably going to say that you have to announce here. And even tactically speaking, my concern, let's say a concerned neighbor went in there. Something wild, or there happens to be boyfriend that's hanging out here. He just shot the guy, and now he's freaking out, trying to call. Like, you just don't know what you're walking into, and when you're...
You're just CYA if you announce, at least.
CYA stands for cover your ass. Ruh-roh.
Oh, boy.
Cut the string. Pause it. This gave credence to them not announcing, to be honest. As much as I gave them shit for it, if they believed that this guy was this crafty, not announcing probably saves this lady from getting her head blown off. But
I'll give you that.
And you don't know. That's really the issue with patrols. You just simply don't know. They don't have the benefit of hindsight, so they're going into whatever situation they go into.
You're in the kitchen. Get some scissors.
It's over, Caleb.
No. Pause it. That guy gets smoked. 10 times out of 10, that guy gets smoked. The second he starts
before
spooling...
he starts doing that,
okay,
if you drop him right there and his arm goes limp, chances are it's not going to go off.
Yeah.
But is the safety on?
Let me think. Yes, it's off. Because if you're pushing it... Like, if you're right-handed,
so it's pushed
you're
in,
pushing
so
it, though.
it's,
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's a Remington 870 that's sawed off or whatever, that should be safety off. Which, based on the safety configuration, I would believe that it is. and where the action bar lock is. I believe that.
Good for them. Good for them being realistic.
Look at them. So that being said, this is protection of a third person. I bless them not announcing because it gives them the opportunity to get the drop on somebody. Maybe from a CYA standpoint, they try to verbally engage that person. The second he looks at me and doesn't immediately do that, you owe it to that lady to smoke that guy.
Also, if he tied the knot behind the trigger guard, how would pulling it?
I think the string's still attached to the trigger because you could pull past that.
I guess it would come with it.
It would work. You know what's funny though? If she was just quiet, she could have just turned the safety off. Or turned the safety back on.
It would have been more dramatic if she had got some scissors out of the knife block and cut the string.
Or
in the kitchen.
Be super Han Solo about it and like shoot the string. That's
Whoa. Crossfire.
Next level stuff.
Crossfire.
Hey man.
Hey.
We live dangerously here.
Alright.
Anyways, we'll keep going.
You know, I felt a little stupid taking me up Aunt Sally, but I'm feeling pretty good about it now. Hey! Stay back! Or I am repainting the walls in here crimson.
Come on, Caleb.
Crimson.
You're too smart a guy to be pulling that trigger. Right now, you're looking at aggravated assault. That might add a couple years to your sentence, but if you kill her...
Stop! Stop trying to reason with me. I hate prison. If I got a shot at not going back, I'm gonna take it, so back the hell up!
Nope.
And get me someone who can make a deal, or I am pulling this trigger.
I'll take that deal. Smoke the guy. He already said he wasn't going to comply. Smoking the guy. I'd play that chance.
Control. Show us on site at 1115 Amador Street. Damn it.
Oh boy.
Floor must have heard Marcos was at Deacon's house.
What do we do?
Keep your cool and get ready for trouble.
I've done that a few times.
Me too.
Hello, officer. Lovely evening.
Sure is. What are you guys doing out here?
You know, just exercising our constitutional right to assemble.
God bless America. Well, I suggest you all assemble somewhere else.
Is that an order?
Consider it a little friendly advice.
Well, we appreciate you looking out for us, officer. But we ain't going nowhere.
I bet.
Maybe I'll see you later.
Count on it.
They're in the street. It's an offense.
Man.
You can assemble on the sidewalk,
Yes. That's
but
true.
you're on a public street.
That's
So
true. Bet.
bye-bye.
Yeah. That's called community policing, boys and girls. I'm with you. And a lot of people are going to get heartburn if they watch that. Oh my God, I can't believe he pointed a gun at that.
Yeah, I can. There's 2 of them and
So
20 of them.
what I'm getting at is brandishing a firearm and simply having a firearm present is different. And here's where I get into the minutia of the law. Inside of a vehicle acts like inside of a structure. What's the difference between this thing being in my hand where he can't see it and being in my holster? Because if I go take a shit and I'm sitting down or I'm bending over, that gun is now pointing at somebody. It's in my holster, but still pointing at somebody. The law is going to state that as long as I'm not displaying it in a manner to go try to gain compliance and things of that nature, as long as they don't know what's happening, I think it's actually still kosher, to be 100% honest. As far as it not being a use of force and things of that nature,
Oh, yeah, I would.
I'm preemptively putting myself in a position where if I have to use force, and the propensity of me having to use force increases a lot if I'm approaching a knowingly hostile group of people, where I'm not going to be exiting my vehicle, I think it makes sense, to be honest. A lot of people get heartburn about that, but it is absolutely something I've done on patrol. I can say this now that I'm gone, but it's just different. Until you've seen an officer get shot in a car just sitting there,
Yeah.
and have to deal with that being a potential reality.
And most of the time,
yeah,
it was like if we were sitting somewhere and someone walked up to the car.
sure.
It was.
Yeah, I'm not going to drive up to
I
the
never
guy.
had
I'm probably
a
not doing it
situation like
in this
this.
specific scenario. I'm honestly probably not approaching them in my car, to be honest. I'm probably doing it on foot.
Yeah. But we used to sit in parking lots all the time, and
Yeah.
people would walk up
Yep.
to our car or drive up to our car,
So,
and I immediately came out of the holster. and
unless
just
you've experienced
had
people
it.
trying to assassinate you, You won't understand that perspective. And I don't see anything unlawful about it because of in the manner that he's doing it. He's inside of a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not the same as coming out and brandishing it and pointing it at somebody. Because really, like, if I'm taking it off my holster or if I'm doing whatever, eventually this thing's being moved, but it's not being done in a manner to raise an alarm. I also couldn't prosecute somebody for that if they were in their vehicle technically brandishing. If I brandish it and pull it and point it out the window, that's one thing. But it's simply being in your lap or simply being... It wouldn't be... You couldn't charge them with brandishing, so it's not also going to fall under a use of force. That's why I say that. I think it's actually a pretty good clip to illustrate that it is something that actually gets done.
Control, patch me through to 7L20.
7M19, report.
Oh.
Yeah, we got a bit of a situation here, Sergeant. Approximately
15 gang members are gearing up to take out our fugitive, Marcos Gibson. Chen and I made it through their lines, but
the 5-4's gonna come after this guy soon.
I just sent all available units to Nolan's hostage situation over in Culver City. But I will reorient some back to you.
Sir, this is a family neighborhood. If bullets start flying, a lot of kids are gonna get hurt.
What are you saying, Bradford?
Have the units stage away from our location until overwhelming force arrives. Anything less than that's gonna come with a body count. We'll do our best with what we got until then.
Have fun.
What are the odds they'll change their minds and leave?
Zero.
Oh, come on.
What are we gonna do? Let's start with you letting us in.
First time I've ever been happy to see cops.
Hook them up, Boot.
What? Well, hang on. I gotta keep my hands free in case I gotta fight.
I hate to break it to you, but if this gets to fighting, your hands aren't gonna help. Turn around. Turn around. Now.
Can we escape out the back?
No, they got guys out there too. I saw them with Keon rolled up.
Bring him out! You know we in there. Go, you scared! Right, Pop, go! We'll be here all night. You been creeping. Like this fool ain't here. Get that little buck on out. Bring him out of me!
So how does someone go from financial crimes to this?
I'm an overachiever. Where's my negotiator?
On the way. You can talk to me while we wait.
You're a nobody. I want a somebody with authority.
How you doing?
A little stressed.
Only a little? Well, then you're fine.
Who are you?
Smart setup. SWAT can't shoot you through the windows, and we can't rush you from the doorways without you pulling the trigger.
You my negotiator?
Nope.
You're not.
No, I'm only here to advise. Besides, guys like that, you have to keep off balance.
Well, that wasn't in your book.
Well, I can't give away all my secrets.
So what do we do here?
Okay, good question. So I reread Caleb's file on the way over here.
And?
I like her.
You don't say much, do you?
If
She
you kill
gets
that
it.
woman, I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
Bet.
Good to know.
Okay, Caleb, here's the thing. After a brief discussion with my associate, we've come to the conclusion that you're full of crap. You're not suicidal. You're a narcissist, stuck in a chimney, with no chance for escape.
Hey, stay back!
The only way you get out of this room alive is if you give up right now.
Bet.
Get up.
Reminds me of Crossbow Boy.
Yeah.
Got a good story for that.
Come on. Your other hand. You're under arrest.
Empty shotgun. Bet.
It is California.
Shit. So, in this situation, and it actually illustrates it in a really good way, why deadly force is sometimes the only option you really have. Is if someone is going to, we talked about this in our podcast, if someone is willing to raise the stakes in threatening someone else's life, you owe it to that person whose life is being threatened to meet that with deadly force. With equal or greater force is the way that they would describe that in penal code. It's a very unique responsibility that's only burdened on law enforcement. That it's actually your job to intervene in that. Now, citizens do have a right, a constitutionally protected right, to step in on their own. Just understand that you don't have the experience, training, or legal duty to intervene in these things. So,
or the protection.
Sure, that's what I mean. And can you qualify for qualified immunity? Yes, it's just harder to meet simply because you don't have a duty to intervene as an officer does. They are not allowed to leave. I'm glad they didn't leave. They didn't back up. They didn't negotiate. They sat there and they played their cards to do their best to make sure that lady gets out of there. So I respect it.
Chances are this wouldn't have gone like that. He would have got shot in the face.
Tell you what.
As soon as...
Like, it's why I said it when I did. I was like,
as soon as he didn't go like this.
Yeah,
like,
that guy gets smoked.
Yeah.
Just because you, like, the longer you sit there, the longer you give that person the opportunity to harm that other. You want to expose innocent parties to as little danger as possible for the least amount of time as possible, and that's the reason being because you're effectively allowing them to have control of that situation when they're doing that, and that's not what you want. There's not a playbook in the world that's going to tell you to do that because again, it's why the whole idea of we don't negotiate with terrorists is the more power you give them, the more you're incentivizing doing acts of violence like that. And so you really can't, as much as it might not feel warm, and the de-escalation experts are going to tell you, and I say experts lightly, well, you can de-escalate your way out of it. How? And at what risk to this innocent party are you willing to roll that dice on? Because that's all that is rolling the dice. But if you have somebody with the means, the capability of ending that threat right then and there, you're shrinking that a possibility. So I'll challenge anybody that says they could have de-escalated that faster than bluffing deadly force. And I tell you you're wrong because you've never tried it. Nor would that lady in the chair duct taped to a shotgun with her head is going to be asking you to try that. So we'll keep going.
You said when push comes to shove, you'd surrender.
Well, yeah, but I could have been wrong.
She goes, but I'm admin, so it doesn't matter if I'm wrong.
No shit. Okay.
That looks familiar.
That'll be a lot of paperwork for you, Boot.
Seriously? That's what you're thinking about right now? Hypothetically, is there ever a scenario where we just give them what they want? Where we balance one life against the lives of many lives and make that hard call?
No.
That call isn't ours to make. Look, we're here to serve and protect. We don't get to decide who we serve or who we protect.
100%.
So you're willing to die for that guy?
Yep.
I am unwilling to let fear make me do something I'll be ashamed of in the light of day.
Oh, hey, where are you going?
I'm gonna talk.
He's an OG.
Yeah.
You stay here. No matter what happens to me, you protect him.
I will.
Hey, leave him alone. You want to beat someone up? I'm right here. What I want is Marcos.
You give him up? We out of here.
I can't do that.
Look, I got no beef with you or Joe. But that fool in there, he was creeping with my old lady. So he got to get dealt with.
He's creeping on my old lady.
Don't give up. You alone?
Sounds like your old lady needs to get dealt with.
You know, it was pointed out to me today that I've been doing patrol a long time. Maybe too long. I've seen a lot of friends move up and on, promotions, other agencies.
I don't give a damn, Kyle.
Well, you should. Because one thing I've learned all these years is that I'm never alone. And I'm never outnumbered.
You're one button push away, man.
You're under arrest. Turn around, get down on your knees.
For blocking a roadway.
Punk ass.
Not gonna lie, that was pretty gangster. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have thought the same thing if I heard a helicopter. I was like, oh, hell yeah. It's on.
So, only a handful of times in my career was I at the epicenter of the button push, but we had, on our little radios, I had like the my little stupid bow thing here somewhere. No, that piece.
Oh, it does have
So these little bow, this is not the radios we carried, obviously. But they used to have a little red button on them. And that little red button, sometimes we'd press on accident. We'd sit there and key up and say accidental. Because you don't want
it happens.
That to happen. But a handful of times you hit that little red button and you're in a bigger department, and we were in a bigger department. As we said, it rained police.
Yeah.
We had a guy, he was in a city, he was 2 cities north of us, and I think he was, I don't know if he was county or if he was a state trooper, but he hit his little red button, and there was about 6 different we created a traffic jam of patrol cars around the gas station that he had gotten in a fight in, and we would have outnumbered the people on the street at that point, and we went responsibly code, totally 20 miles per hour over the speed limit to that 1034 traffic. But it is a good feeling to have that you know that you can bring that many people to bear. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a public or a society or an organized group of people that is willing to do this, to meet that, you will have to bring, like I said, equal or greater force to handle it.
Which they did a good job of showing in that clip.
Yeah, so that's the only way to deal with it. There is no other way out. And I agree with his call, and he's like, no, we don't get to just feed this guy to the wolves. It's not how this works. If there is another option, you have to explore that option, even if it means your life. And we said this in our podcast. I decided these people weren't worth dying for. Yep. That's why I left. But the officers, every single officer that is still currently wearing a uniform and going to serve their communities believes that you are worth dying for, and you should at least appreciate that, even if you don't like them. So I don't think there's anything else to this, is there? So it's I don't know. It's a weird. It's a pretty cool episode. I think they did a pretty good job. There's the quirky normal tactic things they did, but announcing ended up not being a good idea.
Yeah.
Although the guy was a puss, he was going to puss out and not shoot this old lady anyways. So announcing would have been a good idea.
Still, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. But and
had they announced, he could have pulled the string and ran out the back door.
That's true.
You never know.
That's true. But I love that PTO or that FTO because she's like, you shoot that lady, I'm going to shoot you in the face. A lot. I respect it. So go check us out on TikTok if you like this content and you want to see some more funny stuff that we do over there. We have some admin skits and some other stuff on there. Like, comment, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching our videos, you probably like the rest of them. You gotta hit the bell notification so you can see every time we upload something. We go live twice a week.
You can join us live
and we do discussions. Comments. Yeah, you can ask us law enforcement related questions to cops that can't arrest you anymore. So that's always a good place to be.
Or you can say silly things and we'll make fun of you.
Yeah, and then go join our Patreon group. It's as little as $1 a month, ya bumps. And you get access to our Discord that way, and that's how we organize our Let's Plays and figure out what content we want to do next. So I appreciate you guys tuning in with us, and until next time, peace.